What I really like about the tidyverse package is the tidyselect subpackage, and this package allows you to do neat things. For example, you can select every column of a dataset that starts with the letter M, for example. That's a nice feature, but one of the most interesting functions of this package is the matches functions, and the matches functions allows you to use regular expressions to select columns. And in this tutorial, I want to go deep into that function so you really understand what it's all about. So let's work with the Billboard dataset. Let's start with that. This is just the dataset about songs and their popularity in the charts in different weeks. For example, week 1, it had this Tupac song was on place 87 and so forth. And imagine you only want to select columns that contain a number in this case. So you have the select function, and now we have this matches functions. As I told you, matches takes regular expressions and not just strings. So let me jump to that function, matches. There we go. Yeah, no, it doesn't select it. Anyway, matches takes a match, a character vector, the unit of matches, but it actually takes a regular expression. So maybe let's jump back to the documentation here. Here, tidy select matches pattern, matches a regular expression. There we have it. So whatever goes into these brackets should be a regular expression. Let's maybe start with this regular expression. This says nothing else than select all the columns that contain a number. And if I run this code, I can see that exactly these columns were selected by this function. So that's interesting. Let's go a little bit more crazy and find all the columns that end with a single digit. That's more complicated. So select matches, and now we need this regular expression. Let me just write it down. So I would say this column name should start with the letter W and then the letter K, and then it should be followed by a single number, and we indicate that with a curly brace, and with the $sign we're saying that the column name needs to end with this single digit. And now let me run this code, and as you can see, it only selected those columns which only contain a single digit. Cool. Then we can do something else. Let's use another dataset. For example, this dataset, the Anscombe dataset. So let's take this one, select matches, and now let's select every column that starts with the letter X or Y, and is then followed by the number 1 or 2. So for example, we do not want to select X3, X4, and we also do not want to select Y3 and Y4. Well, here's how you can do this. The the square brackets indicate that we're looking for either an X or a Y. Then this should be followed by either the number 2 up to the number 1 up to the number 2. We could also write it like this, but this would allow us to specify a range of numbers. For example, we could also go for the number 3. But let's stick with number 2 for now. Let's have a look at the call names. Let me run this code, and as you can see, only columns X1, X2, Y1, and Y2 were selected. If I dial this number up to 3, I should now see that everything except the X4 and the Y4 has not been selected. So this is the matches function, and I think it provides you massive capabilities to select functions. You only need to know how regular expressions work, but once you have a handle on this, you should have an easy time choosing and selecting any columns you want from your data frames.